Hello everybody, welcome to another Gundam TCG deck profile. Today we're going to be looking at the Victory Norn deck, which is a combination of the Victory Gundam cards with the Unicorn Norn with really Marcinas to link and pop your opponent. So those two sets of cards work really well together, and we'll talk about that in just a second. We're going to start with the pilots, however, and we're going to start with Uso Ewing, who is we're going to be running 4 of. And he is very important to the deck, +2/+1. And also when pairing with a League military unit, including other parts, it gets to play a 1/1 token. If you're not familiar with that token, it is kind of annoying. You see it all over the board. And that token cannot attack your opponent's shields or base, but it can attack units, which can be nice. But you also use it for other things, which I'll talk about later. But of course, he's also League Military, which is a nice link to have for some units. Next, we're also running, of course, Reedy himself, who will link with the Unicorn Norn. I'm running 4. I wouldn't blame you if you're running 3 as well, because there's going to be quite a number of pilots here. But because of the number of pilots, and you'll see that we also run some Amuros, you should not be afraid to link early, or even pair early, rather. Really having +2 HP means that it will keep some units alive better than others. Maybe a stronger blocker, maybe a stronger unit that can kill something and survive and still come back and do more. During the link with the Unicorn, that means that the unit can receive effect damage reduced by 2. So if they try to close combat or do some ping damage, really will keep you from getting pinged as long as there's a link, which there's not just a unicorn, but one more unit, and we'll talk about it when we get to it. And of course, the last one is Amuro. I'm running 3. I feel like 4 is too many, but he provides just so much value that I feel like you have to run him at 3, because getting units, blockers, things out of the way, turning them sideways is really nice to have. And again, like I said, if you are having to pair pilots early, that's perfectly fine. Again, use them to stay alive. To turn something sideways, perhaps a blocker, and then pop units. I'm sorry, not pop units, pop out units like tokens in order to help you. Next, we're running 3 of the Unicorn. As I mentioned, this is the Norn. It's level 7, cost 5. And during Link, you can exile 3 blue cards, which, spoiler alert, a lot of this deck is going to be blue cards, from your trash in order for this guy to stand up and be able to attack other units. It cannot attack your opponent, cannot attack base. It can attack base the first time, and then after that, it can no longer attack. Additionally, whenever it attacks, all your enemy's units get -1 attack for the turn. So that means your initial attack at your opponent's base reduces everything by 1, and then when you stand back up and hit a second thing, and hit a unit perhaps, it has been reduced by 2 at that point. And if you have subsequent units, all of them will get -1. So this unit could potentially wipe the board if everything is finding itself to be sideways. And you can, of course, use the Amuro to start turning things sideways as well, right? So very, very strong, very nice combo. I really like getting rid of units when your opponent goes wide with the Unicorn Norn link. It's really strong. Next, we have 4 of the V-Dash Gundam. This is our boss monster from the Victory side. It is a level 6, cost 4, with Breach 3. Additionally, you can activate as a main, meaning at any point during your turn, but just once per turn. You can rest a League military unit and then choose one enemy that's level 4 or less, that has 4 or less HP, and turn it sideways, just like Amuro would. Very powerful, and you can choose to use the legs, the token, to turn your opponent sideways with that. And then, of course, you can hit it with Breach and murder it that way. So it is a nice combo to have, is, of course, to have the V-Dash with Uso. You get the link specifically with Uso, so it's not like it's a League military situation. Uso will pop out a token. You can use the V-Dash action to rest your opponent and then swing into it and breach. Very powerful attack combo to use in that situation. We have, of course, 3 of the RX-78 Gundam. Just really strong, buffs your tokens and units, everything that you have around, and of course can link with Amuro. You want more things to League military, therefore that's why we only run 3. But again, if you want to run 4, I wouldn't blame you for that, but that is the case here. We're running 2 Delta Pluses. This is very powerful, especially since it can link with both Ridi and Amuro. Both of them are capable of linking with this card, getting it to do what it needs to do. It can link, it can set things sideways, and it's got to repair one. So the fact that this guy can link with 2 units, not just Amuro like the RX can, makes this Delta Plus very powerful. So that's why you're seeing Delta Plus is being sold at a good amount, at a good rate. It is because it works really well in this deck. It's blue, so it works to fuel the Norn, and it can link with 2 pilots that you have a lot of. It has repair, it gains 1 HP. It's really nice to have. We're running 4 of the Victory Gundam, the LR. This one can link with any League Militaire. Of course, Uso is League Militaire, so you can link with it. And then if you have 3 or more League Militaire, including itself, in play, you can draw 1. So if you have this guy and one of the weenies, as well as a, for example, token with that you popped out from Uso, that counts, and you could draw a card that way. So this guy is really nice, very powerful, 3/4. With Uso, he becomes a 5/5. Can take out many things, as well as draw cards for you. So this is a very important card, definitely needs to be a 4 of in this deck. Next, we move on to the smaller guys. We're running 3 of the Blocker Zolot League Militaire. So it does count as a League Militaire. So if your requirement is to have one, this will do it. It is a level 2/2. It's basically a Zwart that blocks but can't attack your opponent. And it hits for 3 and has 2 HP. Use it carefully. Sometimes you don't need to block. Sometimes you want the body to be there in order for you to trigger your parts token to pop up. So definitely think about it. Things such as the Victory Gundam here. This is a different Victory Gundam when destroyed. If you have a friendly League Militaire, such as the Blocker, you can put some more parts down at the 1/1 token that we were talking about. This guy hits for 3 and has 2 HP. This guy is really nice to crack bases with and threatens your opponent. Therefore, they might want to deal with it. But if they do destroy it, you'll have a token pop out from it, as long as you have another unit along with it. So again, you got to have some patience. You got to kind of be good with countering, hitting back into your opponent. The Victory is really nice for that. Next, we're running 3 of the Core Fighter. This is a level 4, cost 2. But the cool thing about this guy is that when it is rested, all of your League Militaire, including the token legs, the parts, become blockers. So this very powerful thing to have if you have a bunch of legs out there. Additionally, it can link with a League Militaire, so Uso will link with it. And if you attack right away, of course, that turns it sideways, making your other things blocker, which is really nice. So we're running 3 of this guy. Next, running 4 of the Gun EZ. This is a level 3, cost 2. On deployment, you can choose one of your active League Militaire, including your tokens, and 1 enemy unit that is level 3 or lower, and you can rest them. You can turn them sideways. It also has a link with Strike Team. And so you can just go ahead and start attacking things with this guy. If you have a token out there, maybe you just created one. Maybe you paired with Uso linked with Uso at this point. Popped out some legs. Then you play another one, you rest the legs, and then you can go ahead and swing into whatever was rested at that point. Really strong, stronger than you think. Definitely 4 for me. I can hear arguments about it not being a 4, but I think it's a 4. We run 2 Corsica Vases. You just offer so much as a blue card. If you're running blue, you kind of really want this guy. You get a token from it, a much stronger token from it that can actually hit your opponent. And of course, if you get the second one to go off, then you'll pop 2 tokens out, 2 Leos that can help you out quite a bit. That's not the only one. We also run the Reinforced Junior, which is level 3, cost 1 base. And this one, of course, will create a token, parts, which is really nice to have. Of course, you might need tokens. Nice. The more tokens you have, the better. The more useful they can become. And they can, of course, beat up a stronger unit if you get them all to swing into something. Or if you happen to get your RX out there and pair it, then all of your tokens will be buffer and stronger because of that, right? Additionally, one thing that's different from my deck against many other people is probably that I run 2 Strike Team Bulwark. It's a level 3, cost 1 that can act as a pilot plus 1/1 Junko Genko. But its secondary ability is that you can choose 1 or 2 enemy units that are level 2 or lower and rest them. So if you are in a mirror match, or if you are in a aggro match, this guy can help you. It can save you. It can make your opponent's units that are about to hit you, maybe you're getting rushed down, it can turn them sideways and keep them from continuing the attack if there are several of them out there. This guy slows down your opponent, as well as offer additional link possibilities for the guys who need links, such as the Core Fighter and the Gun Easy, as well as the Victory Gundam. You can link with all three of those units with the Strike Team's Bulwark. So I think it's very flexible and very useful. That's why I run two of them in this deck. And last but not least, Overflowing Affection. This is one of the few white cards that we run. You draw 2, cost 1, you know what it does. But the cool thing about it is that if you choose the blue cards to go into the trash, now you're fueling more for your Norn. Remember that the Norn requires for you to exile 3 blue cards from your trash in order for it to stand back up. And this is not a once per turn situation. You can do this multiple times. So if you have 9 cards in your trash that are blue, this guy can stand up 3 times and swing into 3 things, potentially. Very powerful combo. All right. That's the build that I have currently. I feel like there's definitely some small tweaks and changes that could happen, but I really like how it runs. I think it's reached a point where the balance is nice for me. The 3s are intentional. I've been testing it a lot and seeing that 4 Gundams, 4 Amuros is just too many. I think 3 is perfect. But I'm open to suggestions, and I would like to hear from you if you have any thoughts about it. Anyway, this has been the video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.